The investigation continues into the fire that destroyed a tire and bulk oil warehouse in Alliance Tuesday morning. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, Alliance Fire is called to the Westco Tire Center at 3rd and Black Hills Avenue at 2 a.m. Tuesday, finding the south portion of the business in flames, and called the Hemingford Fire Department for mutual aid. Alliance Fire Chief Troy Shoemaker tells KNEB News that as of late Tuesday afternoon, the cause of the fire is still indeterminate, and the state fire marshal is still going through the debris. The warehouse will be a total loss, and the adjacent office and service bay building suffered heat, smoke, and water damage. Dollar amount of damage has yet to be determined, but is anticipated to be high, especially considering the loss of the building's contents. Well, Nebraska's 10-day window for selling fireworks has begun, but things are still being impacted by the pandemic. Discount Fireworks owner Eric Wilcox says he began to feel the pinch at his East Overland store last year due to supply chain issues.
This year, just like last year, we're having supply chain issues. Some of the things that we got last year weren't available this year because they're kind of tied up in transit. And then stuff that we were hoping to get last year actually came in this year. So it's a little goofy again, and it sounds like it's going to be that way for a while. And just like you're seeing anywhere, prices are up from last year. Not as huge as what you're seeing at the pump, but shipping costs are up because fuel prices are up. And this year what I've done is I ate a lot of those costs versus passing them on to make sure that we could still keep our prices reasonable. On a normal year, we get almost 1,200 different items. This year, we're around 900, so that's down 300 items from a normal year. Just say in the smaller 200-gram cakes that we've got, normally I would have 250. This year, I'm only at like 190.
He says he still has a wide variety of fireworks to meet every family's need. However, the quantity of those has diminished. Wilcox says he'll be open daily until 10 p.m. on the 4th of July to meet the local demand. And first responders were dispatched to an injury accident in Scottsbluff Tuesday morning. Around 9:30 a.m., authorities responded to a crash at the intersection of Avenue I and West 31st Street involving a Chevy Malibu and a Ford Escape. Officer Royce Massey says seatbelts were not in use and a juvenile passenger in the Malibu suffered minor injuries. Charges are pending at this time for negligent driving. A citation has yet to be issued, and no names have been released. We'll have more news right after this.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether it is building, buying, or renovating, we have the home loan or home equity line of credit to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Platte Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back. A Kimball man accused of fatally shooting his girlfriend in January has been arraigned on the charges this week in Kimball County District Court. 36-year-old William Serrano entered pleas of not guilty on Tuesday to charges including attempted first-degree murder, manslaughter, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Serrano is the lone suspect charged in the January 3rd shooting death of girlfriend 21-year-old Tessa Gehring. District Judge Derek Weimer scheduled the next court appearance for an August 19th hearing. Sticking with the courts now is a 26-year-old Scottish man charged in a 2020 forcible sexual assault case has pleaded no contest to amended charges. Jacob Godino was charged in August of 2020 after allegedly having sex with the victim despite her pleas to stop. This month in district court, he pleaded no contest to an amended charge of attempted second-degree assault, which is a Class 3A felony. He faces a maximum of 3 years in prison when he is sentenced on August 5th. And former Republican Congressman Jeff Fortenberry of Nebraska was sentenced to 2 years of probation, a $25,000 fine, and community service for lying to federal authorities about $30,000 in illegal campaign contributions. Tuesday's sentence came as voters in his district were deciding on his replacement in a special election. The 61-year-old resigned in March shortly after a California jury found him guilty of lying to FBI agents about the donations from a Nigerian billionaire. He says the ordeal has been traumatic and he plans to appeal. Well, still to come, we'll head on over to the Panhandle Humane Society to meet their featured Pet of the Week. KNEB.TV News will be back right after this.
Why love a rain garden? Let me count the ways. Rain gardens contain and filter water runoff while recharging our underground water supply. They provide habitat for birds, bees, and beneficial insects. Native perennials give 4 seasons of color and texture, beautifying a home while increasing its value. Established gardens are low-maintenance, low-water landscape features. Colorful, functional, and sustainable. Rain gardens. Brought to you by Tri-City Stormwater. Our water, our responsibility.
I really like how our OB department takes our limited amount of doctors and turns it into a strength. Even though we only have a couple of people, you get to know them well over your entire pregnancy. We have 2 state-of-the-art labor rooms that are new with our last addition. We have a couple of very nice postpartum rooms also right here in the hospital so they can get as much time with mom and baby as possible.
Welcome back. For this week's featured Pet of the Week, we meet Roxy, a 6-year-old cat that's been at the Panhandle Humane Society since April. This is Roxy, a big, beautiful lady with a ginormous heart. Roxy is a 6-year-old love bug that will cherish every moment with her favorite people. She's a very sweet girl that enjoys nothing more than a good cuddle session on the couch. Her adoption cost is just $50, and that includes her spay, microchipping, and vaccinations. Plus, whoever adopts Roxy will also receive a $25 Murdoch's gift card to start spoiling her right away.
Welcome to Kelly's, home of the Valley's best selection of wine, spirits, and beer. Whether you're brand loyal to the tried and true brew or really enjoy trying something different and new, Kelly's has something for everyone. Family owned and operated and right on your way on West 27th Street in Scotts Bluff. Kelly's Liquor. If you can't find it at Kelly's, it's not worth drinking.
let's take a peek at what's happening on your midweek community calendar. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. First State Bank is now Riverstone Bank. Community strong with the same people you know and trust.
Panhandle Trails Intercity Public Transit, based in Alliance, Nebraska, is the only intercity bus serving Nebraska Panhandle communities and Pine Ridge, South Dakota. Panhandle Trails operates a regularly scheduled bus service, assisting you in making connections with Greyhound bus partners, regional airports, healthcare, employment and education opportunities, shopping, family, friends, and more. Panhandle Trails serves the general public of all ages and offers accessible transportation for those with special mobility needs. Let Panhandle Trails help you make your connection. Call 308-761-8747.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether you are just starting the business you have always imagined or looking to grow your existing one, we have a business loan to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Platte Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And finally tonight, a handful of local residents have been voicing their concerns about the loud noise and fast speeds associated with drivers Friday and Saturday night on Broadway and 27th Street to the Scottsbluff City Council. During last week's meeting, resident Nick Leyes asked Police Chief Kevin Spencer if a reduction in the speed limit could be considered. He cited the swift action that was taken to reduce the speed limit by Scottsbluff High School after a student was hit while crossing the street. And he also mentioned about the boy that was struck by a pair of drag racers on Broadway.
To me, it seems like we're dragging this out and here that one's so fast. And again, we had an incident with that young man that got hit, and that young man's going to pay the rest of his life for what two kids did. And maybe if we do something now, if we can prevent one accident or one thing down the road, then we're miles ahead.
This came during Monday's public comments section, and the council cannot take any action on items brought forth during that section. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you here next time.